Hi everyone, welcome to another Terry Talk. This week, the good old world of artificial intelligence and the proliferation. I don't know if what's going on in your world, but it's epic everywhere you turn. AI. Now, one of the things that we see a lot of that's related to this is chatbots. You've probably seen them. You've been on a site, little chat box comes up, tries to pretend it's a real person. You know it's not. And recently was exposed to a similar kind of bot. This one was for coaching. That was really interesting. So it used the sort of language that coaches would use, of course, like, what do you want to talk about today? What's on your mind? But became very apparent that I was not actually interacting with a human being, because it kept trying to drive me to solutions, which is kind of the antithesis of coaching. It's getting better though, and I think we're going to see this continue to proliferate over time as we do get better at these sorts of things. And let's just remember one thing though: artificial intelligence, _bold artificial. So what's that got to do with the Terry Talk this week? Well, interestingly enough, there was a recent ruling against one of Canada's major airlines, Air Canada. And this was with respect to a gentleman by the name of Jake Moffat. A couple of years ago, his grandmother had died. He went to the Air Canada website, chatbot pops up. He's asking the chatbot some questions around, bereavement fares. And the chatbot said, no problem, as long as you apply within 90 days after you've traveled, you should be able to be eligible to get some money back for a bereavement fare. However, it turns out that wasn't true. In fact, on the Air Canada's website, it stated just the opposite, that you had to ask for the bereavement fare ahead of time or at time of booking. And Air Canada's defense, and this one was pretty rich, I thought, from my perspective, was that the chatbot was a separate legal entity. Think about that, separate legal entity. And so the tribunal came out and said, well, a chatbot has an interactive component. It is still part of Air Canada's website. Christopher Rees wrote in his decision from the tribunal, it should be obvious to Air Canada that it is responsible for all the information on its website. It makes no difference whether the information comes from a static page or a chat box. So this notion it's a separate legal entity, and Air Canada's argument it shouldn't be liable for the information that chatbot provides kind of was not agreed upon by the tribunal. What's this have to do with the world of talent? Well, as we start to move into situations like coaching, offering various development opportunities, career transition, any talent-related support that's offered through AI or chat box, this tribunal, I think, could be setting the precedent that if it gives the wrong information or erroneous information or sends somebody down a rabbit hole that's inappropriate, this would certainly suggest you can't wash your hands of it and say, sorry, separate legal entity. So, as always with these sorts of things, got to be careful. We need to be very cautious about not only how we interact with, how we utilize, but also how we deploy these technologies going forward. As always, love to hear your thoughts on this. Send us a note down below or send us a chat. Get in touch with us. Love to hear your point of view on this. And this is real, not artificial intelligence. This is the real me. We'll see you next time.